it's Betsy. Welcome back to Betsy and Stitches, formerly Me, My Hook and Die. And based on my last video that I posted relaunching the channel, some of you are still here and that like totally blows my mind. Thank you for coming back and watching, and I'm so glad that you still are. I love the crochet community by far and large. They are some of the nicest people. But I have a story to tell about maybe some of the not so nice people, but we'll get to that in a minute. Basically what this video is going to be about is a plush yarn comparison, because Hobbii happens to have fabulous deals on plush yarns. And I would say, certainly 2 and 3 years ago, plush yarn was kind of starting to come out. It was having a little bit of a moment, but the amount of plush yarn that's available now and the patterns that are available are insanely cute. And the crochet market thing, like all of this is new to me because I pretty much dived head first into quilting and didn't look back. And I snuck my head up and I'm like, holy moly, what is up with all this plush yarn and why is it so dang cute? So flash forward or flashback, because this will go after Labor Day. Joann was doing their big Labor Day sale. Now, 15 years ago, when I worked inside of a Joann Fabrics at a Viking sewing gallery, Labor Day, Memorial Day, and Black Friday were like their biggest sales in terms of like the amount of product that was on sale and the amount of their coupons. And this Labor Day, they did not disappoint. They had a 60% off coupon and a 40% off coupon, and they had it both on their app and in your email. So you best believe that I went and got some yarn, and I thought, this is great. I'm gonna do this plush yarn comparison. But I learned quickly that plush yarn is still not everybody's favorite yarn, even though Joann's like 3/4 of their yarn section. And I have one of those big, massive, brand new concept stores here in Knoxville. It's full of plush yarn. Like I would say 3/4 is not a lie. And thank you, Joann in Knoxville, for providing a mobility cart. So right now I'm relying a lot on my walker and my wheelchair. Thanks to my chronic illness, I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome and dysautonomia, makes it difficult for me to stay upright. So I'm generally probably also like more self-conscious and more aware of when people are looking at me, because I'm in this massive electric cart that has this every time you want to back up, which is just so nice. So I'm sitting there and I'm at the big twist yarn, and there's this lady, she looks to be about like mid-70s, and she's with her friend, and I have like this overflowing cart of plush yarn. And she looks at my yarn and she looks over at her friend with disgust and goes, "It's a trend." The disgust on her face was like, it was palpable. And I wanted to turn to her and just be like, you know what else was a trend, Martha? Your crochet toilet seat cover and the matching tank cover and the toilet paper cover. And we all walked in and said, "Oh, isn't that just beautiful?" Like, why are you gonna be so hateful? That's disgusting, by the way. But anyway, so if you're not a plush yarn liker, that's cool, that's fine. I'm not hating on you for not liking your plush yarn, but this video is probably not gonna be all that exciting to you. So without further ado, and my rant over, let's get into it. So if you have never ordered from Hobbii before, they are a Denmark-based company and they run super awesome sales. You can get yarn for a really great price. And at that particular time, they were selling the Baby Snuggle for $4.85 a ball. Now, Hobbii has 3 standard chenille yarns that they carry that all kind of have the same stats when you look at them on the website, which is Baby Snuggle, Honey Bunny, and Toucan. And it wasn't really clear from looking at them all, like what the difference between them were, except for the colorways. And Bunny and Toucan were not on sale. So clearly they were trying to get rid of some Baby Snuggle, but I emailed customer service because I was wanting to order a little bit of everything to compare, to say what's the difference between these three yarns. Now, before I jump into that, I will say that the Toucan was like $9.10 a ball for regular price, and the Honey Bunny was somewhere around the same price at the time. They're all currently on sale now, but not as good as $4.85 a ball as of September 3rd. Well, just go look it up on Hobbii, because who knows when you're watching this and that might not be like relevant anyway. So I'll link to Hobbii.com in the description. But I did email customer service and I said, hey, what is the difference between these three yarns? They're all super bulky. And they came back and said, Honey Bunny and Baby Snuggle are OEKO-TEX Standard 100 certified. And what that means is that's a safety certification. So I went to the OEKO-TEX website to read up more on that. And OEKO-TEX standard, according to I'm not even saying that right. I don't know how to say this. OEKO-TEX. I'll link it in the description. I've been saying that wrong for years. Anyway, it's a label for textiles tested for harmful substances. So basically, this means Toucan has not been tested for harmful substances. I'm not sure what that makes me feel right now, because I don't know like textile standardization practices anymore, but I do know that it's like a particular claim to fame to say that you're OEKO-TEX standard certified, whether it's yarn or thread or fabric. So it's tested, it's a standard for textile safety from yarn to finished product. So I think the standard for like other textiles has a different number on the end. And it says that the article is harmless to human health. Every thread, button, and accessory have been tested for a list of over 1,000 harmful substances. The more intensive the skin contact, the stricter the human ecology requirements and laboratory tests. They use a global standardized test criteria, and the certification complies with international requirements and regulations. They review their limit values for harmful substances at least once a year. So, all that said, if you're making these plushes for children, maybe don't buy the Toucan. I don't know. It does make me kind of like go, maybe that's not what I want. But that's really the only difference besides color. So now that we've got that out of the way, I kind of went a little out of control. I'm a little worried because first off, there's supposed to be what's it called? Oh shoot, brain moment. A blocking board that's wood in here. There's a little opening here, and right there is my white yarn, and I don't know how long it's been like that. So I'm gonna open this up so you don't have to hear all the crunching and come back. I believe I have one of every color that I ordered, but obviously from that particular bag, I got a lot. So the yarns that I have to compare this to as far as weight go that are in like local big box stores. So I prefer Big Twist Posh because you can use like a 5mm hook. They come out a decent size. I feel like people are probably more likely to pay for something that's made out of Big Twist Posh, because when it's Bernat blanket yarn or, geez, too much yarn everywhere now. Like this comes out humongous. So this is like a 6 super bulky. Posh is like a 5. And then this is Big Twist Plush, which I've seen people compare to burlap blanket yarn, but it's like, it crushes down more and it's kind of linear. So editing Betsy here. I have no idea what I meant by linear. Is that all yarn? Linear? What? I don't know what I was saying. I haven't actually ever worked with this. This is my first ball of this. I have worked with Plush and burlap blanket before. I would say that Baby Snuggle is closer to Parfait Chunky, which I don't have right now, from Premier, and also Big Twist Posh. So it's more of a 5. You can use a 5mm hook with this. You'll get a decent size without it being like really huge and overwhelming. So let's start out with the Toucan Fine to show you before I go run through all the colors of Baby Snuggle I got. So the Toucan Fine is a heck of a lot like the Michael's Petite yarn that just came out. That's more of a 4-weight. What are they calling this? They're calling this a 4-weight medium. So, I don't know, that's almost even kind of a 3. It's kind of a DK weight, I think, than what I would consider like a 4 worsted. So this would be good for like keychains and stuff, which might be the better use of it. It's 100% polyester. So I don't know enough about polyester manufacturing standards to tell you like what is potentially harmful in this, but you also have to consider like the dye that they use, the other things that are in the factory where this is manufactured that might get stuck in the fibers and that kind of stuff. So keychains, maybe yes. Something that a baby is gonna come up or a kid is gonna snuggle with. I don't know that I would use the Toucan Fine. But I thought when I ordered this that this was gonna be more of a lavender color. It's reading a lot more pink. This is the color 12. They have names on the website, but I'm not gonna bore you by waiting for me to figure that out. You can look up the color number. And this is the, where is that? You go on this one. Did they cover it up? Oh, 18. And I was thinking I was going to put, they're not bad. I was thinking I was going to put these together to make an axolotl keychain. They're not awful. But this is definitely more pink than it read on the website to me. So they're made in Turkey and there are 100 grams, 196 meters. So I don't know that I'll be ordering the Toucan Fine just to be on the safe side. The only Honey Bunny that was on sale were the 2 Halloween versions. And they had cute little speckles. And I recently got a cauldron pattern that I will show and link once I finished it that I plan to make with both of these. So if you were wanting to get the Halloween stuff and you were wondering what it looked like and what it felt like, it is definitely more of the Big Twist Posh, Parfait Chunky variety. Yes, me! Whew. They're calling it well, they're calling this Candy Christmas, but that's definitely purples, oranges, and greens in that black yarn. This is not Candy Christmas. I'm wondering, but it says Halloween on it, so like, is that a misprint maybe? The rest is just a delightful array of colors. So we have, I thought this is interesting. This is, and I've seen this with some plush yarn in the store. Like sometimes it gets that weird ribbed effect in it. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is and or why other colors do that together. So Baby Snuggle, at $4.85 a yard, fabric talk, brain fart there. At $4.85 a ball, it's most definitely cheaper, but it is less yardage. It's 131 yards versus in Big Twist, which is comparable, you get like 100 extra yards for, and I believe this was on sale for $7.99 over Labor Day weekend. So when you can get a sale on Big Twist, it's probably cheaper per ounce, but $4.85 a ball I could not compete with at the time. The rest of it has, with the exception of maybe the yellow, has this lovely, like, it holds up to being brushed, it doesn't collapse. But look at the difference between the two textures on that. And I've noticed this with other yarns and certain colors. So this is the color 6. And then this is the color 20. Then because we're getting to fall, I had to get some burnt orange for some pumpkins. And this is the color 25. And see, it's got a nice little plush look to it too. Although it does kind of have, I'm really curious. Somebody please explain that to me in the comments if you know what's going on. Then we have, I've got this with this blue. So the light blue is color 5, the dark blue is color 34 to make axolotls with. I have an 11-year-old daughter and she and her friends are Roblox crazy. So everybody's getting axolotl keychains. And of course, another good fall color, got the brown. This is color 13. Of course, I got white. This white is the one that was right where it was open. Color 1. I loved this because this is pretty darn close to a skin tone, I think. You could also get away with this as a skin tone, but this is, the label came off in the bag. This is color 31, and it's kind of a peachy, it's an interesting skin tone, maybe. I don't know if I would like making a skin tone out of Plush. You maybe could also do this if you're like really fair and pink toned like me with that big twist, but anyway. Then we got the 30, and this is kind of a dusty rose. In fact, I think that might be the name of it. It's got, looks like that might be some shedding from that Halloween yarn, which is by far more. The Honey Bunny, I don't know, it'll be interesting. I'll have to order some regular Honey Bunny because I would say this black is definitely, of course it's plied with another yarn. Maybe that's part of it. That was really big in the early 2000s to buy this and ply it with your own yarn. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I had a scarf that I made with some of this and another yarn, and I thought I was like the most artsy fartsy person in the world. In fact, I think my mom still has that. But anyway, I don't know if regular Honey Bunny actually sheds as much as this, but it shed on my dusty rose. And then a nice cherry yellow for maybe some sunflowers. This is the color 37. We're almost done. I got a nice red, 36. I actually just saw a ladybug keychain. A nice charcoal, which would make another gray cauldron color in case I decided not to do this mix. This is the color 12. And then last but not least, and I got some duplicates of the more like fall-like colors, if I'm being honest, we got the color 10, which is a lighter gray versus this darker gray that looks kind of brownish, but maybe not, we'll see. So I think I'm gonna be really happy with these. Definitely for $4.85 a ball. I don't think it's gonna be the best deal. Like I said, if you can get Big Twist Posh, but there is no rivaling the color selection that Hobbii has. This is not at all one of every color, not even close. So let me go check that for you actually and see how many colors. It comes in 28 colors. So if you're looking for something specific, definitely give Hobbii a try. And that's in the Baby Snuggles solid. If we go over to Honey Bunny, which is its own set of colors, which tend to be more neutral and kind of more muted, there are 30 colors of that. So if you are looking for variety, again, it took like a week and a half. I mean, I don't know. I think it's taken that long for me to get something from Joann before. So that doesn't, and it was free shipping. I think right now they have free shipping from $99 or else it's just $5. So that's kind of hard to beat. I also got a few supplies. Clover Soft Touch. I know people love their Clover Amore, but these are my favorite. I don't know why. And they had them on sale for $5.10. I think right now they're $7.99-ish in a big box store here locally. So I picked up another 3.5 millimeter because that's what I use when I make amigurumi with cotton yarn. And then the other tool that I got that I'm super excited about that I'm going to use to block my retro daisy squares with, and it came in this cute little thing. So it survived being sandwiched in that bag between all the yarn. So this is their blocking board set. They also have foam blocks, but since I wanted this specifically for granny squares, and I have some foam blocks and they're huge. They're big and bulky, and that's great if you have a huge project. But when you're just wanting to do a little 5 or 6 inch granny square, this little block with pins where you can put down multiple ones, I think is going to be my preferred method. So there's the block. Let me get the actual dimensions for you. This is the small. It's 13 centimeters by 13 centimeters, which ends up at 5.12. And it came with metal pins that you could easily block and stack on. But let's see. Already, I'm a little nervous because I'm seeing some imperfections like in the wood and stuff. So sometimes when stuff is drilled that cheaply, we all know from IKEA furniture, that doesn't necessarily mean the stick's gonna go in the hole, you know what I mean? Oh, so far not bad. 1 out of 1. Yeah. All right, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let's see if they have bigger ones. Wooden. I assume since it says small that they make bigger ones. Wooden blocking board. Small. So they have a large for $48. So this was, I did not pay regular price for these. Looks like maybe they just have large and small. It's $48 and not on sale right now for the large. And that one is 20 by 30 centimeters, which is roughly close to 8 by close to 12 inches, a little shy of that. So that's my Hobbii haul for now. And let me know, again, if anybody knows what's up with this and why it seems to happen across like all the major manufacturers I've seen. Every now and then a color turns out like that. I want to know why. Let me know in the comments. And also let me know what you're working on, because I love to hear that, whether it's quilting, sewing, crochet, any kind of crafting. I'm here for it and I've probably tried it. So leave me some comments on what you're working on. See you.